It's my first time in Cordoba and I'll be here for 2 nights, a la YouTube. So today I just want to get the feel of this place and then do the deep dive tomorrow. It'll be all in this video though, so hang on.
I just arrived here and this is already so much different from Madrid, where I was just this morning. Okay, I wasn't going to show it this early in the video, but there it is. Just there, I just turned around a corner and it was there. Mezquita-Catedral, the Mosque-Cathedral of Cordoba. More on it later, but let's just vibe with it for a moment. Not going inside yet, that's for tomorrow for me, later in the video for you guys. Also, I promise I do change my t-shirts, it's just that I'm shooting the 3rd video today. I wrapped up the Madrid one this morning, then shot the travel from Madrid to Cordoba, and now I'm starting the Cordoba one on the very same day, so that's why you see me in the same t-shirt. Hello, buddy. Hello, another buddy. I mean, the history of this place is just wild. The Romans ruled it in ancient times. Then Arabic Moors ruled it. Almost all of Spain and Portugal was Muslim territory. Then in the early 2nd millennium, Christian forces conquered the whole area back, and the history of this place is just wild, and you see influences from all kinds of cultures all over the place. I can't even begin to cover this place tonight. It's 6 p.m. now. So as I said, this is just about the vibes for now. Hang on or skip ahead if you want the facts. That'll be for tomorrow. For the next segment in this video, I will place a timestamp. It's super easy to just get lost in this maze of narrow alleys. I mean, how long have these alleys been here? They are ancient. And you know, Andalusia is well known for its white villages, and walking through here, I mean, Cordoba is a major city, but it could just as well be the largest of the white villages. All right, I found a place to eat. And again, I earned it. And I deserved this one too. Flamenquin, basically meat wrapped in meat, then breaded and fried, and a typical classic from Cordoba. Crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. I love it.
All right, I'm back at the apartment. And to wrap up the day, first impressions of Cordoba. I'm amazed. This place feels like it hasn't changed at its core for centuries. I mean, of course it has, but the city layout in the old town looks like it's been here for 1,000 years. Also, yes, there is tourism, but not in annoying amount. Anyway, as I said, just the first impression. We will do the deep dive tomorrow for me, after the next cut for you. For now, take care and good night.
All right, a la YouTube. It's not quite 9 o'clock the next morning. I am ready for the big walk. Are you too? Awesome. But also breakfast. I like to see these cities in the morning before the whole tourism army gets there. Again, not blaming them, I'm one of them. It's just that at this hour, these cities feel at their most natural.
Que la miramos.
So this is the orange garden of the Mezquita-Catedral, the Mosque-Cathedral of Cordoba, built in the 800s, no, built in the 700s, when Cordoba was ruled by the Moors and was part of the Muslim world, and then later turned into a Christian cathedral after Christian forces had reconquered the Iberian Peninsula 700 years later. And this is the old prayer hall, back from when it was a mosque. And I'm afraid the GoPro is again quite bad in low light situations, so I'll be switching to some iPhone footage. It's wild because, of course, you have all this Christian symbolism in here, but also, once you turn to the side, it's clearly Moorish Muslim architecture. And I'm back outside. You know what's striking is that today Cordoba might look like an adorable tourist destination with a very cute old town, but 1,000 years ago it was actually one of the largest cities in the world and one of the major centers for science and learning. Kind of like a Baghdad in the West, if you like.
It's astonishing that once you turn around a few corners, Cordoba all of a sudden doesn't feel like a tourist destination anymore, but like a real lived-in city that just happens to be very old.
Now I could just walk these streets and alleys all day, but there is another place I would like to find. Alcázar de los Reyes Cristianos, Palace of the Christian Monarchs. Let's see if we can get inside. Well, not really. There is some kind of equestrian show going on, and you need to purchase a ticket for that in order to even get inside. So, plan B. So the place I'm heading to is a bit outside of the historic center, and that will be it for ticking off landmarks. But yeah, that's one thing I want to see.
Sí, sí, sí.
Look, I know I said the place I'm going to is outside of the old town. That was almost 2 kilometers ago. I'm nearly there. Still looks like old town. Now the Alcázar may be closed today, but Palacio de Viana does feel like a worthy detour. Built up over centuries and later used as the residence of the Marquis of Viana, it opens a window into a more private Córdoba, a world of patios, gardens and aristocratic life hidden behind the city's walls. Wasn't a bad life if you were an aristocrat. Really, those garden parties must have been something. I'm probably thinking too practically, but that is where I would put the grill. All right, let's head back to the old town using random roads. This isn't the way I came here, and I'm not even sure if it is the right way, but I'll try finding my way without Google Maps or any other help. Let's take this one. By the way, I keep seeing little girls, 8 or 9 years old maybe 10, dressed up in gorgeous white dresses and having their pictures taken by their proud mums and dads. And it took me a while to figure out the reason for this phenomenon. It's First Communion season, so that's why they are all dolled up like bridal little aristocrats, enjoying the time very obviously. Now, of course, I haven't filmed them, but I snapped a picture yesterday that I might be able to show here. So yeah, that's quite a sight, and they are everywhere. Also in the Palacio de Viana, I had to film my way around them. Well, good for them. Enjoy your First Communion, girls. Okay, wow. Cordoba's very own Plaza Mayor, in case you've seen my Madrid video. I love it. It's awesome. You can just walk around cluelessly and aimlessly, and Cordoba just continues to amaze you. By the way, Cordoba is not only super old and super beautiful, it's also super hot. In summer, temperatures peak above 40 degrees on a regular basis, making it the hottest town in Europe. Right now it's April, 1 p.m. and just below 30 degrees. And here we are again, back at the Mosque-Cathedral. Okay, I think it's time for a break. A huge glass of something refreshing without alcohol in it, and a bite to eat. Okay, after all that walking, I'm super hungry and thirsty, so I just ordered huevos rotos, patatas y jamón ibérico, so fried eggs, chips and Iberian ham, and also a huge glass of non-alcoholic beer. And I'm so looking forward to that right now. I wasn't lying. Might have been a bit ambitious, we'll see. It's very good though. All right, that helped. I also went to the store, bought a huge bottle of water and some essentials, and now I'm heading back to the room for a bit to recharge some devices and to take a bit of a break. I will see you again when I head back out later in the afternoon. I am actually getting the whole Spanish siesta thing now. Why do everything when it's the hottest time of the day? And I am back outside. Now the first thing I want to do is do something for hydration, because I feel that's still important. Seriously, great idea, Taiwan. It's mango jasmine with explosive lychee bubbles. Yep, great choice. And just like that, you walk past Roman ruins from the 1st century, which must definitely have been restored because they look way too good. But still, this is impressive. Right next to the city hall too. Okay, let's see. Between the late 1st century BC and the last years of the 2nd century AD, Hispania Ulterior, Baetica was one of the most prosperous provinces of the Roman Empire. Relevant figures of the politics and culture of that period were born here. For example, the geographer Pomponius Mela. Okay, I don't know him. The philosopher Seneca. Yeah, right, I know him, and he was born in Cordoba. The agronomist Columella, or the emperors Trajan, well, whatever, and Hadrian. Hadrian is the guy who built Hadrian's Wall in the UK, right? This situation of wealth and stability, as well as the high level of urbanization of the province and the loyalty of the elites to Rome, favored the establishment of the imperial cult in the Betis area between the times of Augustus and at least the middle of the 3rd century DC. At the beginning, it was developed only among urban communities, colonies and municipalities, and later, probably during the Julio-Claudian period, it was extended to the whole province. So yeah, this was not just some Roman settlement, it was a very important city during that time. All right, let us head down to the bridge. Here we are again. I think I said earlier that this bridge was first built in the 1st century AD, and that's not even true. It was the 1st century BC. Built by the Romans and then completely restored during the Moorish reign over Cordoba. Also, those of you who watched and remember Game of Thrones might recognize this as the Long Bridge of Volantis. Okay, let's walk across.
No ve el modelo, ¿ha ensayado? Pero me mira.
Now, when you cross the Puente Romana, the Roman bridge, you end up in a part of Cordoba that is more like normal Spanish city than absolutely insane maze of super old alleys. But it's very nice here anyway. Let's have a short stroll around. You can go down to the banks of the river and go underneath the bridge and you end up here. And all that chirping I hope you can hear is because this is a wildlife habitat for birds. So we're in a protected nature zone. I don't think it's the ducks they are protecting. Okay, let us head back because that way you get the really cool views of the city. Okay, let's sum it up again. Cordoba was the capital of a caliphate. It was an epicenter for knowledge, and it was one of the largest cities in the world at one point in time. Just in case you're wondering why I'm calling it Europe's Forgotten Wonder in the video title. Okay, there is another place that sparked my curiosity. Let's head there. Plaza del Potro, Square of the Foal, and named after this well. But there's a certain building here I want to find, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Well, bad luck. What I wanted to show is this building here, Posada del Potro. A building from the 1400s, actually. And in the 15 and 1600s, it contained a tavern. And one of the tavern's regular guests was a certain Miguel de Cervantes, the guy who wrote Don Quixote. He was there a lot, and he actually mentioned it in that novel. So today there's no tavern anymore, but that building is well preserved. You can visit it, but not on a Saturday or Sunday, and today is Saturday. So if it was still a tavern, it would be open on a Saturday. Okay, let's take the loss and find something to eat. I got hungry again, so I'm settling for a place called La Esquinita de la Juderia, right in the old town. I have no idea if it's good, we'll see. All right, Cordoban pisto, which is the local vegetable stew. All right, that was 2 nights in Cordoba. And to sum it up, I absolutely love this city. It doesn't seem to make too much of a fuss about itself. I mean, sure, it has some very major landmarks like the Mezquita-Catedral, but other than that, it's more about vibes than about sights. And that is something I can absolutely go along with. If you enjoyed coming along, please leave a like, make a comment, and maybe subscribe to the channel. Well, you know the drill. That's what all the YouTube channel owners say, right? In fact, it does help a lot, though. All right, I hope I will see you again in my next video, which will be from another and assumingly very different city in Andalusia. So stay tuned and tune back in. Until then, take care.